All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakak, Wadash. I want to give double honors to my apostle, Elizabeth Millstone, who teach very well why not this truth from. And salutation out there to the hopeful elect who continue to push this word in our truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, Shalom to all the men, women, and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. And today, man, just getting on the simpleness of Jake's out here, man. You know, it tells us that in the book of Proverbs, how long ye simple when ye love simplicity, man. Because Jake is easy to sway away, whether it be a LeBron James or a new rapper or a new reality show, Real Housewives of Atlanta. All these different things is vanity, man. Especially coming and concerning the times that we're in right now. Niggas worried about the new blunt. There's a new strings of blunts out here. Jake is so obsessed with that, not knowing that we are basically at the end times. We are here at the end of the world, man. And Jake is not going to know it Jake is not going to know it until it's too late. Let's go ahead and get this. This is the book of Proverbs 1, just getting to the point in verse 21. It's like a 22. It says, how long ye simple ones will you love simplicity, and scorn is delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Jake hate education, man, because Jake do not want to be built up in righteousness. Ultimately, Jake is so conformed and used to this wicked world, whether it be, again, money, cars, clothes, and hoes, and smoking weed, committing adultery, fornicating, all these different wicked things. And a lot of these Jakes here in these latter days too, they are heavy into witchcraft, man. But just going back, they hate the knowledge of Yahweh Shai. Jake really hate righteousness, man. Then you try to push forth standards amongst our people, ultimately you're going to be scoffed at. Hey, brother, stop smoking cigarettes, stop eating the pork. You know you're a child of God, man. Act like it. Hey, Jacob put you to death over that, man. Because again, our people, like it says in Hosea 4 and verse 6, they are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, man. And the part of that, this really Yahweh Ba'ashim and Yahweh Shai send you up just so you can be put to death. Because it's not like you rejecting us or you hating on us. No, you're really bucking up against the Most High. And that's what these, simpletons don't realize, man. Niggas just trying to get viral clips or trying to have a drop the mic moment. Not knowing that at the end of the day, we carrying the testimonies of Yahweh Shai. This is the book of St. Luke 10:16. He that heareth you, heareth me. And he that despiseth you, despiseth me. And he that despiseth me, despiseth him that sent me. And how do you despise the Most High? Through your actions, man. And also through you bucking up against the prophets. Now, we told you that a chip is coming. We told you that World War III is finna happen. But you're so obsessed, and you so crazy about just Gentiles being saved. The scriptures say, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. But again, Jake being in that docile state, that Babylonian softness that have affected our people to this very day, hey, the only solution for them is really for the Lord to just put them down. And he's going to put you down anyway for doing what? Rejecting the words of the prophets. Let's get this in Proverbs 13 and verse 13. It says, whoso despiseth the word, and again, yes, even though it's the words of the prophets, and the Lord got men teaching, guess what? These men is divinely inspired, man. When it says, holy men spake as they were spoken to by the Holy Spirit, we're not going to tell you that everything is going to be okay. We ain't going to give you that same old creflo dollar, shucking and jiving, prosperity doctrine that you get in your Baptist church, man. We're going to give you the straight and uncut raw truth. Yeah, eventually we all going to be in heaven, man. But before we get into heaven, it's going to be much tribulations, man. And the people are going to be taken out by the masses. And these are the things that Jake is docile to or unaware of, showing you that they are in a dead estate, man. Let's go ahead and continue on, though. It says, read this again. Whoso despises the word shall be destroyed. So if you despise the words of Yahweh Shai, your ultimate solution is going to be what? Destruction. It says, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. So if you fear, you heard the Lord speak to you, you was afraid. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, your reaction until the evils coming upon the planet Earth was to get right with the Most High. It's going to be a benefit to that, man. And that benefit is going to be what? Salvation, man. Being saved from the terrible plagues that's finna get ready to come upon the planet Earth. We already know the water is poisoning, blackouts is happening, the recalls of food is happening. It's only going to get worse. The temperature of war is heating up. Get ready for your nieces and nephews to get drafted off of back. But again, at the same time, we're warning these people from that, but they're ignorant unto it. Again, it says, you fear the commandment, you're ultimately going to be saved. That's supposed to be for your benefit. This is supposed to really help you out, man. But again, Jake is in that niggery state, man. This is the book of Psalm 69, verse 22. It says, let their table become a snare before them, and that which shall have been for their welfare, let it become a trap. And it's talking about this truth, man. This truth is the welfare of our people. It's the welfare of our nation, man. And if you don't have this truth, you're going to be pushed off just as a regular nigga, man. Little Boosie. He know better than a homeless guy, man. And the reason why, because he don't have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And don't let me get on the guys who have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and refuse to hearken unto it. The Lord is going to beat you with many stripes, man. But again, this truth is really for our welfare, for our salvation. For that lack of better words, that the memorial to get back right with the Most High, but that reconnection back with our divine power, man. But again, people want to reject this divine power to trust in this corner power. A couple dollars, a couple women, and a couple cars, when in the kingdom of heaven, it's going to totally outweigh that. Let's continue on. It says, let their eyes be darkened that they see not. And these guys, they're nearsighted. They can only see the dog in the picture. They can only see the kitchen table. While we farsighted, man, we can see a big picture. We can see behind Esau's kingdom, man. We can see behind the money, cars, clothes, and hoes, man. And it's a city of gold behind all this stuff that we're going through right now. But again, these people, when I'm talking about these 2/3 of our people, these Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, they're blinded and they're just stuck here in this society. For a perfect example, the Latinos, man. A form of them making it is, instead of you just having a good job, that's a form of them making it too. But a form of them making it is you just having a Mexican restaurant. How many Mexican restaurants do this world need, man? Or you getting a mariachi band. And that's the same thing with Jake. Jake making it is him getting a food shop. The Native Americans, them get a casino. You getting your money back. You getting your little many forms of reparations, man. Again, all that is not going to equate into the things the Lord is going to give unto us, man. Because all these things are going to get destroyed. The land that Esau stole from the natives, the Mexican restaurants that's over here, the Bentleys and Mercedes over here in America, this shit going to get destroyed, but Jake can't see it. They're nearsighted. They can only see the things that's here and now. Let's continue on. It says that their table become a snare before them, and that which shall have been for their welfare, let it become a trap. Let their eyes be darkened that they see not, and make their loins continually to shake. Pour out thine indignation upon them, and let thy wrath or anger take hold of them. And that's what's finna get ready to happen here in these latter days, man. The Lord is finna pour out his displeasure upon 2/3 of our people. And again, that's why you go into 6 the 9th chapter. It says like a wave into a drop. Jacob's gonna fall by the masses here in these latter days. But guess why? Because you rejected his word, you know, and ultimately you chose Esau before the Most High. Because best believe this system is not going to stay the same. You know, you're not going to be able to just, work all week and just truck off on the weekends. Then you're not going to be able to, simple things, just enjoying music. You know, the internet. You feel me? Your fast food restaurants, you flushing your toilets, lights being on, which a lot of people there are getting affected by that right now. Clean water, Puerto Rico is getting affected with that right now. All these different luxuries is going to get taken away. And ultimately, if Esau give it back to you, it's still going to get burnt up, man. So what type of person ought you to be here in these days, knowing that all this shit is going to be destroyed, man? We're preparing for the place ahead, man. We're kingdoms just passing by. So yeah, I can pray. This video was edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kakodash. I want to give double honors to my apostle, Great Millstone, and Shalom.